Every morning at exactly 5:30 a.m., before the sun rose above the tall buildings of Lekki, Kemi stood beside a heavy black gate and waited. She wore a simple, faded yellow t-shirt and rubber slippers. Her hair was always neatly packed in a low bun. In her hand was a small notebook. As luxury cars lined up to leave the estate, Range Rovers, Mercedes, Lexus, she pressed the control button to slide the gate open. The cars passed. Nobody looked at her twice. To them, she was just the gate man's daughter. But what they didn't know was that the girl opening the gate every morning was quietly watching, learning, calculating. And one day, one of those cars would stop. Kemi and her father lived inside a small security room attached to the estate's main gate. The room was barely big enough for one small bed, a wooden table, a plastic chair, and a tiny gas stove. When it rained heavily, water sometimes found its way through the corners of the roof, but Kemi never complained. Her father, Mr. Daniel Adebayo, was a quiet man in his late 50s. His uniform was always clean but old. His back was slightly bent from years of manual labor. Once upon a time, Mr. Adebayo worked as an accountant for a construction company, but that was before the company collapsed, before his business partner disappeared with millions, before death swallowed everything. Now, he opened gates. Life had humbled him, but it had not broken his dignity. Kemi, he would say every night, poverty is not a disease, but laziness is. Kemi always nodded. She was 17, brilliant, focused, and carrying a dream bigger than the estate walls. Inside the estate lived children who attended international schools with swimming pools and smart boards. Kemi attended a public secondary school outside the estate. She woke up at 4:30 a.m., helped her father sweep around the gate area, then studied for 1 hour before school. At night, when the estate generator hummed loudly, she sat outside under the dim yellow light and read her textbooks. Some residents complained, "That girl is always sitting there like she owns the place. She should not be blocking the walkway." But Kemi ignored them. She loved mathematics, loved patterns, loved numbers. They made sense in a world that didn't. Her teachers often asked, "Kemi, how do you understand these things so quickly?" She would smile and reply, "I just like solving problems." But deep down, she wanted more than solving exam questions. She wanted to solve life. Every weekday at 7:45 a.m., a black Range Rover passed through the gate. Inside was Chief Adeyemi, mid-40s, calm, sharp, successful. He was one of the wealthiest residents in the estate, owner of a fast-growing tech company. He rarely spoke, he rarely smiled. He always seemed to be on a phone call. Kemi noticed something about him. He always left stressed and returned late. One morning, as Kemi pressed the gate control, she overheard him arguing loudly over the phone. "I told you the numbers don't balance. The projections are wrong." He ended the call angrily. As his car slowly rolled forward, he dropped a printed sheet unknowingly from the passenger seat. The wind blew it toward the gate. Kemi picked it up. She glanced at it briefly. It was a financial projection sheet. Her eyes scanned the numbers instinctively, and something caught her attention. A calculation error. A simple multiplication mistake. Her heart started racing. Should she ignore it or say something? The car had almost left. "Sir!" she shouted suddenly. The Range Rover stopped, slowly reversed. The tinted window rolled down halfway. Chief Adeyemi looked at her. "Yes?" Her hands trembled slightly as she held up the paper. "Sir, I think this figure is wrong. He frowned. What? She stepped closer nervously. This number here, you multiplied 2.5 million by 18 months. It should be 45 million naira, not 54 million naira. Silence. He stared at her, then grabbed the sheet, checked quickly on his phone calculator. His eyes widened slightly. She was right. Chief Adeyemi stepped out of his car. Residents walking past slowed down. Why was he talking to the gateman's daughter? What's your name? He asked. Kemi, sir. He looked at her carefully. And who taught you this? She smiled and replied, I just like solving problems. His eyes studied her face for a moment, then nodded. Thank you. He entered his car and drove off. But that day, something had shifted. By evening, whispers started spreading inside the estate. Chief Adeyemi was talking to that gate girl. I saw them. What business does she have with him? Some residents felt uncomfortable. Class lines were invisible but powerful. The gateman's daughter was not supposed to interact with the wealthy like that. Mr. Adebayo noticed the stares. That night, he called Kemi inside. What happened this morning? She explained carefully. He listened quietly, then sighed. Kemi, brilliance attracts attention, but attention can be dangerous. She looked confused. I just corrected a mistake. Yes, but not everyone likes being corrected by someone they consider below them. His words stayed in her mind. 2 days later, something unexpected happened. A car stopped at the gate. It was Chief Adeyemi's assistant. Kemi, the man called. She stepped forward. Sir wants to see you this Saturday at his office. Her heart skipped. Me? Yes, he says bring your school results. Her father stood frozen. Office? What could a billionaire want with his daughter? Saturday morning, Kemi wore her best dress. Her father accompanied her nervously. Chief Adeyemi's office building in Victoria Island looked like something from another world. Glass walls, shining floors, air conditioning that felt like foreign breeze. They were ushered inside. Chief Adeyemi greeted them calmly. I want to sponsor her education, he said directly. Mr. Adebayo blinked. Sir? He has potential, he said. I've tested her twice through small calculations. She thinks differently. Kemi's heart pounded loudly. Sponsor? University? Her father's eyes became moist. Why? He asked honestly. Chief Adeyemi leaned back a little. Because someone once helped me when I had nothing. The room went quiet. But outside that office, unseen forces were beginning to move. Back at the estate lived another resident, Mrs. Tola Williams. Elegant, influential, chairperson of the estate association. She had lived there longer than most, and she did not like disruptions. Her son, Femi, had just failed his university entrance exams for the second time. When she heard Chief Adeyemi was sponsoring the gateman's daughter instead, something dark stirred inside her. How dare they? She muttered. Her pride was wounded. Her son, born into wealth, struggling, and this girl from the security room rising? Unacceptable. That evening, Mrs. Williams visited another long-time resident quietly. You remember Daniel Adebayo? She asked. The man nodded slowly. Of course, from the construction company days. Mrs. Williams' eyes narrowed. He knows something. The man hesitated. About what? She leaned closer. About the money that disappeared years ago. The air thickened because the estate had a history. And Kemi's father was not just a gateman. He was a man who once stood close to powerful secrets. That night, Kemi sat outside under the generator light again. But this time, her mind was racing. A new future had opened slightly, but so had new eyes watching her. Her father stepped outside and sat beside her. "Are you afraid?" he asked gently. "A little," she admitted. He smiled softly. "Good." She looked at him confused. Fear means you are stepping into something bigger than yourself. He placed his hand on her head. "Just remember who you are." Inside the estate, behind tall compound walls, Mrs. Williams made a phone call. And somewhere in Lagos, an old file was pulled from a dusty cabinet. Because sometimes, the girl opening the gate is not just unlocking opportunity, she is unlocking history. And history always demands answers.